So this is crazy. I know people ask me all the time, like, why is the scale not moving? Why is it moving this way? What's the scale? What's the scale? What's the scale? And what I want to do is I want to take a couple minutes and just talk about how the scale can make you fat. But to get to understand how that works, it has to do with biochemistry. Y'all, and if you know anybody right now that's on a fat loss journey or a health journey, and they're using the scale as like one of the main metrics of their success, it's gonna mess them up. It's one variable of many that impact how your body's going to respond to getting healthier. And people will say to me, like, well, muscle weighs more than fat. Well, but if you didn't do anything to gain muscle, then that's not the reason why it's not working. There's other variables in there. So I want to be very, very clear with y'all. We're going to talk about how the scale makes you fat. But to do this, I need to get some feedback from y'all. All right. So first talk I want you to do is, do you weigh yourself? If you do, how often? Do you weigh yourself on, or do you have a scale at home? Better question. Do you have a scale at home? Down below, tell me if you have a scale at home. And then do you weigh yourself? How often do you weigh yourself? Now, the reason why I'm going to talk about how the scale makes you fat, the way to do that, I'm going to tell you a story. Her name's Amy. Amy is a wonderful soul. She's an amazing individual, big heart, just passionate. But Amy's one of those ladies. All right, so I got Susan weighs herself, or has a scale at home, Wow. Wow. We should break those scales. I'm just telling you, let's get rid of them. They messed us up. So I'm going to talk about Amy. Amy is a strong, independent woman, big heart, compassionate, but she struggled with her weight her whole life. Her whole life, she struggled with her weight. And I got to work with Amy. She works harder than everybody else. She does everything right. She follows all the rules. And Amy was on this journey. This is back in the day when I used to do, a lot of you guys don't know this, but I actually am a biosignature specialist or practitioner where we can analyze where you measure your body fat and talks about how your hormones are impacted inside. So where you carry your body fat, how your body carries fat also tells me what's happening inside hormonally in your body. So Amy was going through all this stuff. Well, she had some things that were just out of whack, right? So I put her on a ketogenic plan. She's having great success. She feels better. Her energy's better, blah, 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 blah. 3 weeks in a row, the scale's moving, then boom, scale didn't move. Now, when you would work with me, when I worked with Amy, what happened is in my office, I had a scale. I had to, because to get the measurements. Now, I wasn't using the scale, was only one variable of many that decided our success, right? It was one variable of many. But that day in my office, somebody took my scale out of my office, so it was in a different location. Well, normally I don't let anybody see what the scale says because I know the psychology of what the scale does. So we go down her way. She saw the number. Well, the number went up from the week before. But when Amy walked in, true story, when Amy walked in, she was full of life. She was happy. She felt good. She felt confident. She looked good. She's like, Dustin, I feel awesome. These numbers are going to be perfect. Well, the scale went up. So we walked back we had to walk from one end of the gym to the other of the gym. She had the walk of shame. Her head's down. She's all like this. And we get done doing her body fat measurements, and she dropped 1.5% body fat. Scale went up still. And she's like, well, I don't understand. And what I realized, and I told her, I go, listen, Amy, you came in full of life. You looked at a number on a scale and it now went the other way. The problem is, and this is how the scale makes you fat, is that it impacted her psyche, right? It impacted her mindset, which causes a stress hormone to go up called cortisol. Cortisol is a very impactful hormone that slows down fat loss. So your body's in a stressful environment. It actually can slow down the production. So if you get on the scale, I have a secret about Amy I'm going to talk about in a second. When you get on the scale and you have a emotional reaction, positive or negative, meaning that if you lose weight and you're like, yeah, I lost weight, I'm super stoked. But then if that scale doesn't move and you have a reaction of disappointment and frustration, you should get rid of your scale. If you have the reaction of, oh, hell no, I'm going to go out and I'm going to move my body. I'm going to get that scale to move. I'm going to go kick its butt. Or, I don't really care. Then I don't care if you have a scale because it's not causing that emotional reaction. I watched this happen to my wife. But here's the story about Amy. So Amy, if you get to know Amy, you probably won't. She had a unique cycle. Her cycle was actually not normal. She didn't have a regular hormonal cycle. And we were working on getting her healthy. And her cycle had started to shift over the handful of months we were working together. Well, guess what? We moved her cycle to a 28-day cycle. And yes, if you get healthy, this can happen. So her cycle was coming early. When you're, ladies, y'all know when your cycle comes early, your body has to go through some shifts and changes. She started retaining fluid a little bit more. Her body was shifting a little bit more. Well, guess what? The scale didn't move because she didn't drop body fat. The scale moved up a little bit because her body was retaining fluid because it was supposed to do that. But the scale moved anyway, the wrong way. She'd been working out hard. She'd been fit. She looked magnificent. She looked great. Her clothes were fitting better. Everything was fitting better, but it had this impact on her. So I had to teach Amy that psychologically, she is not in a place that she should go on a scale because it's ultimately going to limit her response. She's now walking around with her head down versus her head up, even though she's doing all the right work to have the right results. And if she stayed patient, we worked through it, and she obviously looks great, feels great, and lives an awesome life. So I want to be clear here, y'all, that it's super, super, super important that if you don't use a scale is only one variable of your success. It's one variable of your success. And too many people get on a call with me and they're like, Dustin, I'm not losing weight fast enough. Well, A, you were freaking unhealthy when you started. Sorry, being mean. But if you're doing the right stuff, meaning if you're eating low carb, right? You're eating less calories than you're burning, right? You're drinking ketones daily because that has to turn on the metabolic switch. If you're not drinking ketones daily, you're just not going to get long-term results. I'm just telling you, because the GLUT4 transporter needs to be activated so you can metabolize fat better. So metabolizing fat's really important. If you're doing all that and your scale isn't moving fast enough, here's the reality. You're unhealthy. Your ketones and being in ketosis and transforming fat loss is about optimizing health and wellness. And if your body isn't responding right, your body needs to get healthier first. The human body doesn't care how much you weigh. It cares about reproduction and staying alive. That's the truth. Humans want to reproduce and stay alive. That's what our body cares about. Does that make sense? You care about the other stuff. It, as a human species, doesn't care about all that other stuff. You guys liking the beard? I like it. My wife's trying to get me to keep it. So we're gonna see how it goes. So, but I want to be clear here. If you're plateaued or you're not losing weight the right way, or you're not losing weight fast enough, especially when you start, plateaus after 3, 6, 9 months mean something else. And I'll shoot another video on that. I have videos already out there, but I'll do a live on that too. But here's the reality. Y'all, don't give up on what's going to work. You have to be patient. If that GLUT4, if you're not metabolizing and burning fat efficiently, it takes time to turn it on. That's why the ketogenic diet and dieters aren't getting results and maintaining it, because that isn't turned on. Ketones help turn that on and activate that switch. So you want to be drinking ketones, but don't quit, because this is what happens. I meet people like Jen, who started 3 years ago. It didn't happen fast enough for her, so she quit. 3 years later, she's now 40 pounds heavier, feels worse. And she's like, all right, I'm not going to quit this time. I'm going to finish it through. So then after 3 months, her body switches over. She now looks amazing. She's down 60 plus pounds, feels great, lives her life. And she's like, if I just wouldn't have quit 3 years ago, where would I be today? I'm sick of that conversation. Don't quit, y'all. Don't quit. What's up, Lisa Grossman? How are you? I hope you're amazing. But here's the reality, y'all, is the scale is a one variable of health metric. It is a variable and it's important. Go use it. My recommendation for most people, if you're emotionally attached to your scale, meaning if you let your emotions be dictated by a number on a scale, and a lot of you out there, there's a few that are not, I want to give you, hey, what's up, Joe? I want to give you a little tip. Weigh yourself once a month. Once a month. Same time, you got to do it in the morning. I had another lady, she goes, Dustin, I went to the doctor and my weight went up. I'm like, well, did you weigh yourself in the morning or do you weigh yourself? She went to the doctor at 3 o'clock in the afternoon after meals, food, hydration, hasn't pooped yet. And I go, and you weigh yourself at home in the morning. I gained 7 pounds throughout a day. Like from the morning till I go to bed, it's a 7 pound swing. If I weigh myself at a different time, 7 pounds is going to change, right, throughout the day. Well, that's kind of crazy, right? So just keep that in mind, y'all, as you're going through this. Is that be careful with that scale. Weigh yourself once a month. If you can emotionally handle it, do it once a week. right? I don't think anybody should weigh themselves every day. I don't think it makes any sense to do that, even if you can control it. And if you really are emotionally wrecked by the scale, twice a year, go to your doctor, get an appointment, and do your scale twice a year. But schedule your appointment at the same time. And then follow a plan that works. That means drink 2 meals a day, or sorry, eat 2 meals a day, drink your ketones once or twice a day, eat low carb, eat high quality foods, and have fun. Still do some fun stuff, have holidays and Christmases, and enjoy your life, and make the best decisions you can. Move your body, exercise more. The basics, y'all. Health and wellness is not hard. It's not complicated. It's actually very, very simple, but doesn't always make it easy because we have a lot of things in our life that we like and we do. So just keep that in mind. I did have one question. I'll have to answer it for Real Love Gal. I love the name, Real Love Gal. What are ketones? Ketones are energy. So ketones are a food our body, our ancestors have lived with and have used our whole life as existence. So prior to this amazing little product, back in the ancestral days, our ancestors lived in ketosis, means that they didn't eat a lot of carbs and sugars or much food at all. They almost ate no carbs and sugars. And they would live off their extra body fat that they would store typically in the summer months. They would live off their body fat, and that would provide energy called ketones. And so the other way to get into ketosis was a hardcore diet where you'd never have carbs and sugars again, meaning no pastas, no rice, no bagels, no desserts, not too much fruit or no fruit in some situations. And your body would then burn your own fat. You eat a high fat, low carb, moderate protein diet. So that's how you get into ketosis. But basically, ketones are an energy you drink. We have a product that you put in ice and water. I'm drinking one right now. You drink it down. 30 minutes later, you have sustainable energy for your brain. It helps activate fat burning switch. It helps with sugar and carb cravings. It helps with energy and focus and mood. It also helps improve sleep. So it helps us get to our natural primitive state so that we can do the things that we love to do. My challenge is most people come for fat loss. And when they quit too soon, because things don't think that they're working fast enough. And they have to remember that ketones do help with fat metabolism. It just can take people longer to burn it. My sister, it was 2 months, 8 weeks. That girl complained, I'm not losing weight fast enough. I'm not losing weight fast enough. Well, guess what? She's down 100 pounds now. If she would have quit any time in that 8 months, she would probably be 200 pounds overweight now. But she was able to stick to it because I basically said, I'll disown you as a sister, because she didn't understand is that she had to get healthy first. Her body had to start working better first. Her digestive system needed to start working better. Her muscles needed to get reestablished. She needed to get vitality back and life back and health back. And all those things improved. Well, when those improved, fat metabolism got really good. She burned fat, burning fat like no other. It just took time. She didn't lose 100 pounds overnight. The truth is it took her, I don't know, maybe a year and a half to lose 80. And then it took another, 2.5 years to lose the last 20. Right? But she wasn't focused on that anymore. She was focused on living the best version of herself. So if you don't know what ketones are and you're checking this out for the first time, send me a message, or if somebody invited you to follow me, send them a message and we can get you either a trial pack or get you on the challenge and you can try it out. You're going to love it. It's going to change your life. But definitely reach out to whoever invited you, or just hit me a message and I'll make sure you get set up with whoever invited you so that you can get your ketones and try it out. I love doing Q&A, so I'm going to stay on for a second. If you guys have any questions, let me know. But Real Love Gal, I love the name, though. That's super cool. But just be careful. It's hard when you know a lot about something and you want to, hey, this is really fun, just for fun. If ketones have impacted you somehow, put down below what they've done for you. How much weight have you lost? How much sleep are you better? Are you a better mom? Just tell me a little bit about one of the benefits that you've had. I love hearing that. It always fills my heart. But it's really hard because when you know something, like I said, losing weight and getting healthy is actually really simple. It is. It doesn't make it easy, y'all. I get it. I was really sick in my 20s. I had an autoimmune disorder. Getting healthy was easy, or simple, but it wasn't easy. I had to change a lot of things that I did my whole life. So remember, what's really important for us, guys, is that we want to go through a journey and you got to get healthy. So when you're looking at using ketones, please judge them on how much better your life is and give them at least, 60, 90 days. 60, 90 days. Joe Crawford down 78 pounds. Merlin down 65. What's up, Merlin? I haven't talked to you in a while. We should talk. Let's chat. Send me a text, Merlin. Let's get on a call. Melanie Carnes is down over 50 pounds, sleeping better, better mood, her skin looks better. She has straight teeth. Ketones do not straighten your teeth, but working the Prove It business can give you the opportunity to straighten your teeth. Anti-aging, down 40, lost 42 pounds in 5.5 months. Awesome job. That's super amazing. Aunt Peg down 39 pounds, Aunt Peg. Yes. 83 inches. That's super awesome. Sleeping better. Ultra Becky is down 21 pounds. Here you all, I'm down 0 pounds, just so you know. I want to be clear here. I haven't lost an ounce, but damn, I'm looking pretty good. I'm just going to tell you, I got the shred timber happening. I'm leaning out. I increased my ketones by 1 for September, and I've increased my workouts because I needed the extra energy for my workouts. Help with productivity levels when running a busy hair salon and being signal mum. I love it when people say mom with M-U-M, mum. That's super, super awesome. What else do we got here? We got anti-aging, better mom, weight loss. I mean, they just keep rolling in. This is super cool. My question, I'm always open for questions. If you have questions, put it down. Size 16 to a size 8, energy, sleep, less cravings. Awesome, Janet. That's pretty amazing. Down 42 pounds again. Man, they did burpee challenge just in time. I like burpees. Yeah. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go. If there's any questions, I'll stick around, but I do want you just to protect yourself from the scale. Psychologically is what messes us up. The 3 P's are the secret to your success. Number 1, you got to have a product. If we live in a complicated world. You need support. You need an accelerator. This is one of the P's. It's product. Prove It represents the 3 P's. We got the product. Number 2 is the people. Probably the most important thing is people. You need the right people. Why I love doing these Zooms is because I get energy from you guys. Positivity. We're a community. We're a team. This is a good one. I'm going to read it in a second. And then the 3rd P is have a plan. Too many people are like, I want to lose weight, and they stop after a week or 10 days or 2 weeks or 2 months. But did that fit in your plan? You need to lose 100 pounds. It's going to take time for you to get healthy. If you've needed to lose more than 20 pounds for more than 2 years, you're not healthy. Your body needs to get healthy. So weight loss should be a priority, but it shouldn't be your foundational priority. Your priority should be get healthy. And how do you get healthy? Is you're going to eat 2 meals a day, drink your ketones once or twice a day, move your body as much as you can, start focusing on low carbs and high quality foods. Do you see how simple? It's that simple. Doesn't make it easy, y'all. My kids like food that I can't eat, right? Doesn't work with my autoimmune stuff, right? My wife likes foods that my autoimmune doesn't like. Doesn't make it easy. I have to avoid when they go out for ice cream. I have to avoid those things. Yes, I do, because it's important to me to be healthy. Does that make sense? Because my system isn't allowed to have some of the things that they can have and get away with it. So, but here's a testimonial I just got. Saint Germain. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. My prosthetic leg can fit now because my leg and my feet were swollen and retaining too much water. That's pretty amazing. And Saint Germain is CJ. I don't know if I'm saying that your first name right. Most people don't know this, but my stepfather, who's passed now, he had a prosthetic leg ever since I've known him, and from half the knee or right below the knee down. And it was funny is you be CG. It's crazy how many legs we went through, and the insurance didn't cover it, so we had to pay a lot of money. And we didn't have a lot of money growing up. We were pretty poor. And so he had to always just use the leg. We had belts, and he had to move multiple socks. If he changed, his health changed, his leg size changed. So finding a consistent process there for a prosthetic is really, really important. So I actually lived many years that way, working with him, helping him try to find the leg. So that fit. And then finally, after many, almost 20 years, we were able to get him a new leg that was more adjustable because at the time, he basically had a belt that held his leg on. It wasn't suctioned on. There was nothing like that. It was like a belt, and it was just a cup that he had to hold, and he always get sores and stuff on it. So it was crazy. So anyway, a little bit about my personal life. Y'all, I'm going to go. I hope you're all having a great day. If you haven't tried ketones yet, get back to whoever invites you to my platforms. Get ketones in your hands. I'm telling you, 60, 90 days as a coach. It's the only way you should go into this if you really want to change your life. If you're looking for a big change, don't just try it. Go do it. Don't try anything. Do things. Go do it. Change your life. But at minimum, start with our challenge, and we'll go from there. So Elijah, I got my questions, but I don't have what the question is. So I'm on 9 platforms. So if you wrote a question a long time ago, I don't see it. So rewrite the question. I'll try to answer it. I'll stay on for just a minute for you if to answer your question. But on all the other platforms, I'm going to say goodbye. Have an unbelievable Thursday. Shred Temper's on. I have my before and better picture coming. It's happening, y'all. I got some leanness coming. So if you're in Shred, if you have a challenge and you're challenging yourself for September, feel free to hit me a private message. Tell me what you're going for in September. Let's get healthier than ever, and let's help other people get healthier than ever. I have that's a great question. She's asking a really technical medical question. That is a very complex question, Elijah. I think I said your name right. That is something you're going to have to work with your doctor on. So much goes into that. So many challenges that you're going to have to go through. So find a physician. I am going to challenge you to go Google dietdoctor.com, Dr. Brett Scher, SCHER, Dr. Brett Scher, dietdoctor.com. Read some of his stuff and then go work with your doctor and maybe take some of his information in and go work with him. Dr. Brett Scher is a really dear friend of mine, brilliant man. I've known for 20 years, almost 17 years, and great friend, but one of the smartest people and greatest humans you'll ever meet. But the guy knows his stuff. He's a cardiologist out of Southern California, and he's also a writer, very well known, very worldly known. And but definitely go work with go Google his stuff, Dr. Brett Scher from dietdoctor.com, and then go find a doctor and talk with your doctor on that. So I hope that helps. But yeah, if you have a big complicated situation, you're going to want to work together with your health practitioners and your health doctors, and that only is a great approach to do. So y'all, hey. Scale makes you fat. Stop weighing yourself. That's the end of the story. I can't help myself but talk about more stuff. So I gotta go. Bye, y'all. See ya.